Coming to you live from the Show Me State, the birthplace of James Mercer Langston Hughes. It's the Colbert Connection. Your hosts, Melody and Donika, are connecting you to the world through Facebook Live with today's hot topics and creative conversations. I'm your announcer, D.R. Colbert, working hard for a free meal and a bottle of crushed grapes. And now, here's your host of the Colbert Connection, Melody Colbert King and Donika Colbert.
Good evening. It is Tuesday.
Another Tuesday.
We are back like a bad penny. We keep showing up. Welcome to the Colbert Connection. I'm Melody Colbert King.
And I'm Donika Colbert. And here we go.
Here we go. We're excited. A lot going on.
I mean, yeah.
The heat, first of all.
The heat.
It's hot.
Yep.
Donika can't see, so
Can't
y'all
see.
see she got glasses on today.
Look, I overwore my contact lenses.
Do not overwear y'all's lenses. When the doctors say take them out, take them out.
But they tell you they are 8-hour lenses or 10-hour, whatever it is that they tell you.
Listen.
I haven't even listened for a while, so I couldn't tell you. All I know is my eye is crying.
It's crying. Yeah. Take out your contacts,
it's a bad
people.
deal.
Clean them at night. Let them rest for a little while.
Let them rest.
But anyway, we got things going on.
What's going on?
We got the child tax credit is going to be coming.
Next, I don't have no kids.
Yeah,
Next.
you don't. So all y'all who got kids at the differing ages, look for it. You can even
Look
get an
for that.
advance on it.
What's that? What?
Yeah, you can get it now, coming up, or you can wait and do it for your next year's taxes.
Why would anybody want them to make interest off of their money?
I mean,
Explain.
I'm just saying.
I'm just
Those
saying.
are your options, but it's coming. Yes, it's coming. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
For the people who have kids, I guess. Yeah. And what else we got going?
The house. So they passed the Juneteenth is an official holiday in the house.
It's the House has passed it. It's about time.
So that would mean next we're going to the Senate.
Yes.
And then-
Actually, I think I think the Senate passed it, and they're going to the House.
Is that I don't know.
Well, it's one of those two ways. All we know is it's
One
on
of them
its
has passed
way
it.
to becoming a
Yes.
holiday.
And then to
federal
President Biden's desk.
Holiday.
Yeah.
Way past due.
Well, I mean, so my question is, those that get August 4th, because we didn't necessarily get the word until
Right.
August 4th.
2
You
years
get
later.
that as well?
2 years later.
Do we get that? Would that be a holiday too?
No, it's just gonna be June 19th. Juneteenth is that's the official. But we'll keep celebrating it then. Although this year it is going to be different.
Why?
It got moved to the last weekend in July instead of that first weekend in August.
Where? Here in town? Why for?
Well, Job Emancipation Committee.
Why for? Yeah, we're gonna need to talk to y'all. We need to understand.
Well,
What had
I think she said something like the places were booked up, and I don't know. All I know is that's when it's going to be this time. So
Interesting.
there we are with that. Yes, but it's going to still happen, so that's the good part of it. But I'm kind of excited for today because, we got some people that sometimes get overlooked.
No.
I'm just saying. I'm saying.
Never.
I mean,
I do
Mom,
find it
yes.
interesting. My dad is out of town.
Yeah, see.
Explain that.
See?
Like it's Father's Day. I'm out.
He's like, hey,
don't
it's
bother
my
me.
day.
Don't bother me. Don't
It's
call me.
my time coming up.
Hey, gone.
I understand it because, everybody thinks, oh, hey, you're supposed to be around them and be around them. No, not really. You're supposed to give them their time, do what they want to do, do what they want to do. And so that's what they're doing. Father's Day is coming up. Do you have plans? Have you shopped for your father yet? They still have a good selection
Get him
of
a tie.
ties and socks.
Yeah, my dad
Still-
has 2,000 ties. I think we start buying the same ones over.
They still have a good selection. There's still a good selection. You are not too late to get your.
That's why he's going out of town
You
this
did.
weekend.
He's
Don't
like,
give
I
me
don't
no
want
time.
more. I don't want no more. I
He
don't
knows
want
what's
no
coming.
more. So, but yeah, they kind of get a bad rap sometimes.
What, dads?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I don't really know why. My dad was awesome. Just like
Show
Uncle
you, yeah, he
P,
was.
yeah.
He was cool. Uncle Johnny was everywhere with the camera.
Everywhere.
He'd be like, but Uncle Johnny, I only got 2 words in the play. You go,
Yeah,
"Okay."
I'm there. I
You
got
do
you.
the whole
I got
thing.
your 2 words.
The whole thing.
I only got to play for 2 minutes. I got
That's
those
it.
2 minutes.
I got it.
The whole
Yay,
thing
got
for
it.
2 minutes. Yeah. So, but yeah, it is kind of funny how dads get a bad rap like that. They don't get all the attention that mom gets. You know, mom is mom.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk to some dads and find out how, what their take on that is and how they feel about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see.
I'm excited.
I am too.
I mean, I don't see, but I mean, I'm excited.
I mean, you can't see. Yeah. She can't see
I
y'all,
don't see it,
so we don't
but
know.
I'm excited.
She's like,
to
it
hear.
sounds good. It sounds really, really good.
I'm excited
So,
to hear about
yeah.
what they got to tell us. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, I do have a muse.
Mm.
I know I'm coming at y'all early with the muse this time because I want to make sure you're on your feet. It's a muse.
Carry on.
So tell me, people, why is it that we have to have scented dishwashing liquid? I mean, do we need our dishes to smell pretty? I mean,
usually if you let them sit,
here in
the
the
dishes.
don't let them sit.
Mm-mm.
Wait, wash your dishes. I mean, that's just adding extra
Paper
chemicals.
plates are a great thing.
Unless you want to use paper plates, then you don't have to worry about the
You
scented
do.
dish liquid.
Mm-mm.
But I am curious. I really want to know y'all's feedback on scented dish liquid
Yeah.
and why.
Just at least wanted to. When I did wash dishes,
Mhm.
at least it smelled good. But I'm saying.
I mean, it puts you in a good mood, I guess.
I don't know about you doing dishes. There's no kind of good mood.
Yeah.
It's just.
And I
No.
don't know if I can't remember if the dishwasher has scented packets also, but liquid, it's Gain has it's
I love games.
see, but
Just.
so you eat off your plates and you're, ooh, this smells so good.
No, but they never smell afterwards. It's just the water and the soap when you're doing it, the washing. Outside of that,
Okay.
and when you push it, you smell the little bubbles. You know that part smells, but everything else. It's
So
a waste of
it's
money. It's a waste. Okay,
Aromatherapy
okay.
for
It's
your
a
dishes.
waste. We understand.
Aromatherapy for your dishes,
Pretty much.
and it helps you get in a better mood to wash your dishes. That's what we're hearing. And so we're gonna go with that. I mean, I was just curious. This is one of those things that make you go,
Mm.
You just need to know. I want to know.
What you want about? But no, I mean,
And then the heat. We got the heat.
it's hot.
It's hot out there, y'all.
Look, first of all, and congratulations, 13-year anniversary, TSAT.
Yes.
You have to blow her up today because it's her anniversary.
She had a nice little celebration.
Yes, very excited.
Yes.
And she's gonna come back and talk to us again next
And
month. Sometime.
yes, absolutely.
So-
and we were sitting out there sweating
Yeah.
for her celebration. Yes.
appreciation,
But
so-
we were
We
excited.
don't mind sweat.
Celebrating the longevity of another small business.
Yes,
It's a good
yes,
thing.
awesome.
Support where you can, people. Support small local businesses.
I feel like
It's-
there's something going on this weekend. Is there something going on this weekend?
There's the Joplin Regional Black Expo that's going to be going on.
Oh, okay. You
That
missed
is
that. You
on
see that?
Saturday.
I was like,
That's-
nothing.
ran
You got
right
nothing.
into it. Ran right into it. This Saturday from 6 to 8 will be the business networking, and it's held right here at the Joplin Empire Market on 931 East 4th Street.
There's something
Yes.
after 8. What happens after that?
Boom! Wine and jazz, y'all. Wine and jazz. Jazz as in Jomo Joplin. Jomo Jazz Joplin. They will be on.
They'll put it in the comments because
Yes.
we got people like that.
Yes.
They'll take care of us.
That's what producers do.
Go put
That's
it
what
in
they
the
do.
notes.
And then wine from Just a Taste over in Webb City.
Yes.
So they'll have a booth there. And vendors, there'll be some food vendors here also. And yeah, it's going to be pretty good. A lot of local businesses. We're excited.
Hmm.
First time. It's going to be an annual thing. So, and it's
I might
on
have to come
Juneteenth.
out. I might have to come
You
out.
need to do that.
See what's going on.
You need to do that.
Hmm.
And Thursday is Third Thursday.
It is.
It is. And it's also Flow Studios is
Hey.
having a,
The June open house.
there we
Yeah.
go. There's a lot going on,
A
people.
lot going. My goodness.
Go to something.
You can't be bored
Support
in Joplin.
something.
Oh, and it's wine walk today in Webb City. So, if you're driving in on that direction, go on down and walk. Get you some wine.
Sip and walk
Sip.
if you can.
Sip. It's hot though, so I mean,
It's extremely hot.
drink fast, people. Drink fast.
Drink- But anyway, so we got dads today. We got dads.
Why you say it like that?
Because I'm excited.
Hey,
We got dads today.
look.
We were supposed to have 4 dads. We're down to 2 dads.
That's why they get the rap. No,
That is why y'all get the rap.
One trying to
That
leave
you
right
get.
now.
Yeah.
He's like,
He's trying to say, how can I slither out under the camera where people can't make it? It's like, yeah. So,
They
we went
probably
from 4
had kids.
down to 2.
Okay, they got
Dads are busy people.
Dad are busy people.
No. Yep, the dad here has kids.
My son's right around
Yeah,
the
you're
corner.
with him. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Dads
So,
are busy. It's hard being a dad.
It's hard. We can't wait to hear about how it's hard.
We're going to find out when we come back.
Got something to say and know where to say it? Then you're ready for Joplin's premier podcasting studio, Flow, giving you everything you need as far as audio, visual, and a little bit more. From Joplin's downtown commons, location, location, location. Come flow with us and be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay,
We
so
are
we're
back.
back. And we've got 2 great dads here joining us. Yeah, y'all clap for the dads, clap for the dads. We're
They
excited.
don't let them clap at themselves.
Oh,
So, Wayne Logston. And it's so weird for me to call him Wayne, but you know, that's my WD.
What do you call him?
I call him White Daddy. That's our White Daddy.
He's White Daddy.
And he is the founder of Tinton More.
Mm.
So, but 30
Yes.
30 years.
30 years.
Wow.
That's pretty
That's a
cool.
long time.
Tinted all my cars, except for the newest one, because he's like, I'm done. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
Finished.
You're not tinting anymore?
Nothing. Nope. I'm retired.
So nobody's tinting?
His
in
daughter.
your-
His daughter.
Nope.
Not
My
you,
daughter
like
does
me.
residential commercial,
Okay.
and she has the Tinmore name, so we
Okay.
can call her and get that done. But I
You
taught
know.
her everything I know. That took 12 minutes.
Well, for 30 years, it probably, yeah, she was going right alongside you.
She grew up there.
Of
At
course.
the shop. Danica grew up at the shop.
Yeah.
We had a great time. We always had fun. You know, not having fun, you're not hanging around with me.
Right.
That's for sure.
And you shouldn't be doing whatever you're doing if you ain't having fun.
I don't act my age because I don't really know how old I really am.
And that's a good
And
thing.
that's okay.
That's a good thing. That means you can recreate yourself every day.
All the time.
That's a good
Every
thing.
day, every day. Just like for you, huh?
Oh yeah.
Jeremy. It's so weird to call you
I
that.
know.
I struggle.
You gotta be very
Yeah.
professional here.
Oh, my bad.
Jeremy.
That's all right.
Jeremy Robinson.
Yes.
And what's the name of it? Bio. You know, I can't
Bioethics
see.
Advantage.
Look, you know I
I
can't
know.
see. Look,
She's
bioethics.
Bioethics advantage, yeah.
Quentin. But,
Yes.
so we're glad to have y'all. Thank
Well, thank you
you.
for having us, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get some Donica's gonna start y'all off with some rapid fire questions.
Oh.
Because we wanna see how quick you think on your
Be
feet.
better once we get our check,
I
right?
know, right?
And it'll be ready for you after the show.
On the 32nd.
Yeah.
So, first question. Beer or liquor?
Well, go for it.
Now, wine. It's
Wine.
I
Okay.
love me some wine. I'll go red, Merlot, some form of a cab. I'm a wine guy right now. So,
So not necessarily the Moscatos and that kind
no,
of stuff. You
I
like the real wine.
The real wine. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, if I have to go with a white wine, it'd be like a Pinot Grigio or a
Okay.
Chardonnay. Now, when
I
I
see him
was,
trying to drop the names like
I
you
know,
know what he's
yeah,
talking about.
Exactly. You know, I read a lot of Bibles.
Read
No,
a
so,
lot of
but back in the day when I was younger,
Mad Dog
Mad Dog.
2020.
well,
Boone's Farm.
Boone's Farm.
Mad Dog
Strawberry
2020,
Hill.
that's harsh. But I'll probably say hard liquor.
Hard liquor.
That's
Okay.
you know,
Smoother. It's a smoother
yeah,
taste for it.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
What about you?
Well, to be honest, I hadn't had a drop of alcohol until my 30th wedding anniversary.
You just decided
Seriously.
that
No,
was the
I-
time to have it?
I had a friend of mine that was killed in a car accident.
Okay.
And he loved Bud Light, and I decided to drink a Bud Light in memory of my friend.
Tip it for the homies.
And so every now and then I'll drink one or two, but that's generally my limit, one or two.
That's nice.
It's not like if you're working out in the yard or something, mowing and cleaning the house and, you know, doing stuff, it's great to get a little refreshment, but that's about it.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
That's about it. Wine, it's a.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay.
Yes. Next rapid fire.
Go ahead, it's on you.
I forgot what it was.
The help us, Lord.
It's like I have it somewhere. So we asked the moms when we had the mom panel, we said, are you more of do as I say or do as I do? Do as I say, not as I do, or do as I do, not as I say? Which one are you more to? After I've confused you.
Confused.
Do as I do.
Do as I do?
Not as I think that was the second one, or the second one was.
Okay.
I say that because I think in all aspects of being a dad, being a father, you have to lead by example.
Oh,
Huh?
that's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean you have to, because if you know our kids watch everything we do, our
Mhm.
movements, our what we say,
True.
but they pay attention very closely. I know the child right there in the other room
Right.
pays attention to every single thing I do.
Even when we don't think they're watching and hearing.
Yeah, oh yeah, without a doubt. And I think that just going by example. But then once you do, that's when the explanation comes into play. It's
Right.
like, this is the reason why I'm doing it, so you can learn.
Okay.
So I think it's the do as I do, the second one, where
I
however
like
you
that.
know,
I like that.
however
That
you said it.
Do
Yeah,
as I
that
do.
one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not necessarily as I say. But you want them to do what you say too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. So it's a
Combination?
It's a combination.
Okay.
It's a combination because, of course, you want to you want them to pay attention and to
Right.
listen to you,
You're right.
to become a productive person in the society that we currently live in.
I like it.
What you got?
Young kids, you know, like his little boy, he's like a sponge.
Yes.
Because he watches everything Dad does,
Absolutely.
and he just mimics his dad. So, thank God my girls didn't do that, because like I say, I didn't ask my age. But I wanted to relate with my kids as they grew up and become, you know, I was a cool dad. You know, my
Mhm.
kids loved going out. You know, we'd go out cruise Maine and things like that
Yeah.
together, and my girls loved that. And because I wasn't a dad figure, I was dad, but I didn't act like a dad figure. And maybe that's just me, but I have a lot of fun with my kids. I have a
You
lot more
enjoy.
fun with my grandkids.
Well, of
If
course.
I could have had them without my kids, would have had them a
I
lot
mean,
sooner.
still trying to figure that out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Grandkids or
agree.
something.
They,
My granddaughter will be 18 shortly, and it's like, where'd it go?
yeah.
Where did it go? But she is a beautiful person. She's very intelligent.
Yeah.
My hat's off to her. She got that from her mom and her nana. She didn't get much of that
Didn't
from me.
she? Maybe she got your sense of humor.
I hope she did. I think she does. She looks at the world in a different perspective of you can't take everything serious.
That's true.
You know, and I told my kids, you know, don't take it personal. Have a good time. You make a difference. If you can say something to somebody and make a difference to them, make them smile, make them laugh,
Mm-hmm.
you did your job.
That's a good philosophy. I like that.
And it works. I enjoy
The
my
world
kids.
needs more of that.
Yeah,
more of that in
me
the
and Joe
world.
Biden's gonna talk about that next
So
week.
you do
We'll
that.
see how well
Give
that
him a
works.
call and see what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a conversation with him.
The last time they put me on hold, I was on hold for, I don't know, a week and a half.
4 years. It's like
We got a question. So, what is something, two-part question, something that you had as a child, kids don't have today, and then I want you to flip it. something your child has that like was not even going to be an option for you. Like Miss KK was like,
Yeah,
absolutely
ain't having
not
it,
having
ain't
it.
having
Like
it.
yes, so twofold.
So something I had when I was a kid that I currently don't have.
No, that he doesn't have.
That he
Yes.
doesn't have. Oh gosh. You know what? You don't see a whole lot of when I was growing up. You have those green generators in certain neighborhoods where all the kids flocked to and everybody was outside. So growing up, I lived in Oak Meadows Apartments,
Right.
Cambridge, and we had these like green generators everywhere where all the kids were outside just hanging around. It was almost like a meetup spot.
Mhm.
You don't see kids do that nowadays.
True.
You don't see a whole lot of kids in that group
Right.
just going amongst the neighborhood and just hanging out.
I know
mean,
what you mean because when I was coming up, there was like we called it the corner, the lot.
Yeah,
You know, and we
yeah.
just hung out there. People would gather, and it was just a big old gathering, and
And
just
you do not see that. I
you
mean,
don't
that's
see kids outside.
you don't see a lot of kids outside. And I guess it goes back to now what my son has, which is an electronic.
Mhm.
Every child, every household has the phones, iPad, tablet, and I'm guilty of it when he
Yeah.
was a little baby. It was almost like a babysitter.
Yeah.
It was, oh, here you go. So
Yes.
me, your mom, or whoever I'm talking to can be in conversation at the time. In hindsight, it was bad. I should have maybe brought it up to him at such a young age.
Mhm.
However, it was just at that point just being
Occupied.
occupied.
Yes.
Now I say that because he's on his tablet right now, but that's because he's here by himself, and
Yeah. And you can't really holler at them.
I
You
can't.
know, you can't say, "Hey, put that thing down."
Exactly.
You know, 'cause-
But now he has limitations
Right.
on his tablet. 30 minutes, that's it. And then an additional 15 minutes if he does something. That's his
so he earns
benefit.
it.
He earns
rewards.
it.
Yeah,
Rewards.
I
So
like that.
even with his Switch, you got 30 minutes, 45 minutes. That's it.
Mhm.
No more, no less. Because I want him to be me interacting with him. I want him to color. He's 7.5 years old, so now he's at that going back to a sponge.
Yeah.
He's learning. He's gonna be in
Right.
second grade here in 3 months or however how long. So I think to answer that question, I think that's what.
I like that.
Okay.
Well, I grew up in a little poor neighborhood, out on the farm. I didn't have any friends. I mean, it was so bad when I was a kid that my dad literally tied pork chop bones to my belt so the dogs
Stop.
would play with me.
Stop.
We had a great time. Things that we did as a child is, we weren't afraid to go to the neighbor's house and
Yeah.
have a good time.
Yeah.
The doors were
Yeah.
unlocked, and now it's different. Then.
Yes.
There's a whole lot of things
Society's
you look out
different.
for.
Yes.
I would agree with that.
So back then, we had toys. We didn't have the electronics that are prominent now, and which is a good thing and a bad thing because they get hooked into this no physical, it's all mental.
Right.
You got to feed the mind as well as the body, and kids now we need to actually get them out and take time to go do something outside.
You're right.
Once I get my granddaughter, I love her. She is cool. She's 7 and she's a sponge. Watch what you say because she picks it right up.
Right.
And she's pretty slick. And we'll go outside. Next thing I know, take the tablet away.
Mhm.
She don't like that. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
after a little while without the tablet, then she's making things with parts in my
Mhm.
shop. Bolts and nuts and washers, and she's putting something together. She's focusing her mind on doing something and building something out of nothing, and she's very, very engineered. I think she's going to be an engineer.
Mhm.
She's very good at it.
So you like to
Legos
teach them
and things.
hands-on. Make sure she does
yeah,
hands-on.
Yeah, I mean, our kids get away from that. They don't know how to use tools.
Right.
So I've showed my kids how to use just hand tools and basic things around the house. Don't-
Well, and that's the thing too, that with the electronics and stuff, as you're saying, they lose the art of interacting with people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times now, they don't know how to have a conversation with
Communicate.
anybody. Yeah, and when they talk, it's almost like they're texting, but they're talking it and
Mhm.
saying it in that
Yeah.
bland monotone, or there's no urgency, there's no inflection, anything.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are we doing to these kids?
And I think a lot of it's the age, you know, I mean, my kids are grown, but my grandkids are in their teenage
Right.
years. My grandson plays baseball, and I love him playing baseball. I mean, he's gonna be the next Mickey Mantle.
Okay,
I think he's gonna take it that far.
nice.
We support him as much as we can, like we did our kids when they were growing up. They played volleyball or, you know, some outdoor sports. We spent the time and the money, whether they liked it or not,
Mm-hmm.
give them a chance to try it out.
Okay.
And, you know, that's part of being a parent, I think, is
Yeah.
you kind of give away from yourself so you can give back to them.
True.
You know?
So what about discipline? Here we go. We talked to the moms, you know, it was like, okay, you know, I know as a mom, we can be, a lot of times we're left to be the disciplinary person, you
Yes.
know, so how do you balance that with the moms usually being the disciplinary and then dad being what, or is that vice versa for you guys?
My household, it was kind of tough because I had a saying when my kids are young, you're this close to getting a whooping.
Yeah.
And so when they come back to you and say,
Yeah.
Dad, you're this close
Yeah.
to getting whooping, it's like, oh, that didn't work at all. So that's when mom gets involved.
Yeah, and mom usually has to be the one that gives the whipping.
Yeah, Dad, I just, you know, I'm pretty laid back and, you know, I'm not afraid to discipline them. And when I do, it's like, get in the truck, we're going for a drive.
Mhm.
And you don't wanna go for a ride, you know, not with Dad.
Yeah.
Cause that's serious there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's serious.
All right. What about you?
You know, I say for me, I play both roles, and I say that because I'm a single parent.
Right.
You know, I am the dad and the mom,
Mhm.
if you will, in my house. So when it comes to disciplinary actions, it's the education of like, asking why'd you do it,
Right.
why'd you do this, all right, time out for 10 minutes, hang out for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Well,
Dang, we want to get over
no,
here.
listen here.
I wanna go to his house.
Yeah.
But I think that's enough time for him to really realize, okay, what's going on, and then I call him back and I'm like, all right, let's talk about what the reason you're in
Okay.
time out for.
I like
And I
that.
use it as an educational tool and say, okay, this is why, how you reacted, this is why you're in timeout,
Mhm.
or you were in timeout, and let's correct it so this next time it won't happen.
Mhm.
Now, mind you, my child's 7.5 years old. It's always a learning experience, so it's
Sure.
always, you have to reinforce the rules, reinforce the reason why they're in timeout.
Right. And the good and bad choices.
Yeah, the good and bad
Yeah.
choices. And, you know, when he was maybe about 6 years old, read him a book, I think it's called Fill Your Bucket. You know, how's your bucket feel right now? Is it empty or is it full? All right, why is your bucket empty? Well, because I was in timeout, because I got in trouble. Okay, so what do we need to do to fill your bucket back up
Yeah.
so you don't have to have an empty bucket? I need to listen, I need to pay attention, I need to follow the rules, do the things that I shouldn't do to get myself in trouble again. And so we have that conversation, we have that dialogue where it comes to understand, is it perfect all the time? No.
No, of course not.
It's
Yeah.
every day for me is a learning experience. And
Even when they're grown, it is.
yeah, even
Isn't that
when,
right?
exactly.
Even when they're
When they're
grown.
grown, I mean, it's like having a bucket that you fill it with water and it's got a hole in it.
Yeah.
And-
Yes.
and you
That's a
walk
good
back-
analogy.
You walk back and your bucket's half full,
Yeah.
but you used the water. Well, you think the outcome is I didn't do anything because I lost so much water.
Mhm.
But along the way, you've watered all the flowers
Mhm.
from point A to point B
Mhm.
and made something beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's part of what a dad does.
Yeah.
You know, is take something that's might not see it today, but you're gonna see it. You know, my girls were so beautiful. I mean, they didn't take after me. Looks wise, oh my goodness.
Here you go.
Oh my goodness, my girls are beautiful,
Mhm.
both of them are. And my grandkids, my granddaughter's like, she's going to prom, and it's like, oh, Lord.
She went to
Yeah.
more than one prom.
Oh,
She's so beautiful, she went to multiple proms.
get the weapon out. 'Cause we're gonna need it, you know, but she's got a good head on her shoulders.
That's good.
She knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
I'm proud of her.
Yeah.
Very.
You know, I think for me, it's hard because I never grew up with a dad. I never had that father figure in my life. So it's my mom did the best job she could to
Absolutely.
raise, you know, two
Right.
kids, you know, me and my twin brother Justin. but it's still hard because I understand the mom side of things, but the dad side of things, I never had that.
Never had it.
Never had it. So
Wow.
it's what do I need to do? How do I need to come across? And do I need to be firm? It's always, for me, it's an inner battle. It's a daily just self-reflection of, all right, did I handle this properly?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe so. I don't know. And so every day it's when I have him, I'm learning myself.
Yeah,
So,
I like that. I mean, because when you look at it that way, it's almost like you're walking a tightrope all the time because
Yeah.
you didn't have somebody so you can draw on that experience.
Yes, exactly.
And so
Exactly.
you kind of have to draw on, well, how would I have wished that to be?
Mm-hmm.
And
How would I
this
handle
is
it
what-
differently?
Yeah.
And that's what I don't say battle with, but that's always in my mind.
Yeah.
Gosh, did I take care of it properly? What if I had a dad? Would he do the same thing I did? I don't know. So
But
I just
that's-
do the best I can.
That's good though that you reflect on that each
Mhm.
time, and try to just like, hey, I'm gonna do better, whatever. And not saying
Yeah.
that you did bad, but it's just
Yeah.
like, okay, let me try this or keep doing this. Or,
Mhm.
That's good though.
Yeah,
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
exactly. I mean, because once again, I'm the only person in the house doing
Yeah,
it.
it'd be like, well, Dad, you said, or whatever.
It's-
You didn't get after me the first time, or whatever.
Even being a dad to someone else,
Mhm.
like Danica,
Right.
Damien, me and Damien's had a lot of talks over the years,
He
and
needs just
I
talk
think
some more.
the
He's a
man,
good guy.
I tell you what, my hat's off to
Oh.
Damien.
Yeah.
He is a super young man.
He really
super
is.
young man.
He
I'm
really
very proud
is.
of him. Don't tell him I said that.
Nice watching. He
Delonte,
really is.
Questionable.
Yeah.
No, I tell you
So
what.
answer your
you know,
question.
we have so much fun when we're out and about doing things.
Yeah.
It's just, he's got that knack. He's got the business knack. He's got the attitude knack. He's got the father figure knack. I'm very proud of him too.
Good.
Now Danica, on the other hand,
I
I'm
mean,
not quite sure about
there's
that.
always one.
But-
There's
yeah.
always one.
But she-
God bless her. She still
She
can't see.
surprises me every time. Every time. She's always smiling. Where'd she go a while ago? Yeah, she's always smiling.
That's because
She's
she's always
always
trying to
kind.
get some. She's scheming. She's scheming.
always kind, and you can't ask for anything better.
Yeah. Good
My
peoples.
daddy.
Good peoples. Good peoples. We'll keep them.
Man.
Maybe it'll rub off.
Yeah.
And you gotta think that maybe it'll rub off.
Yeah.
Our kids are special, and
That's a good way to
You know.
Yeah.
they're special in many different ways.
Yeah.
I mean, if I ask my oldest daughter to do something, it's like, if it's housework, sorry, that's not gonna happen.
I think it runs in the
youngest?
generation.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would you do for their dad? They would die for their dad,
Yeah.
and I'm very proud of them, and,
Yeah.
appreciative of them, because they call me all the time.
That's
They'll
good.
text me and call me and say, Dad, how you doing today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's important, and a lot of people don't realize, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't, parents and whatever, they don't realize until they're gone, or, something, God forbid, happens, and they, oh, I should have did this more, I should have done that more, and it's like, well, you have the time now, do what you can do,
Yeah.
because you don't want that regret, or you don't want that on your kids, or vice versa.
Yeah. You don't want to put that burden on them.
Right.
It's it's lovely being a dad. It's a lovely experience. I enjoy every minute
Absolutely.
of being with my son Kendrick, and it's going back to, I told myself once I had a child, this is without having a dad. You know what? I'm gonna do the best I can.
That's all you can do.
That's all you
That
can
is
do.
all you can do.
And
will you be perfect?
No.
Will you make
No.
mistakes?
Every day.
Yes.
every day, but
Will they hold it against you?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Man,
mean,
you
it-
remember back in 1945?
yes. Yes.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah,
forget.
They don't.
They don't forget.
They
no, they don't. It's funny coming up here. I was like, Kendrick, I'm doing the show. Remember last time I was here? He was like, I think so. I was like, I was with Brandon. He goes, okay. He goes, I think the Wi-Fi password was bananas and wherever.
Priorities, man.
Wherever.
Priorities.
And sure enough, I was like, dude, you're right. There you go.
Priorities.
He's like,
I
told you.
love it. I
It's like,
love
you told
it.
me. Yes, you did.
It doesn't he
Priorities.
grew a foot since I saw him. I'm like, what is going on? But when your parents say time flies the older you get, they were not lying.
Mhm.
Because I'm like, June?
Yeah.
Like, and 2020 didn't even happen because, you know, it was just all a mess. So
Mhm.
I don't even know what happened there. But what I do know is we're going to take a quick commercial and come back with some more conversation with our dads.
Yes, you will.
Stop by Me's Place Soul Food Kitchen for some tasty fried catfish and slamming fried chicken. Collard greens, mac and cheese, and homemade cornbread. You even have your favorite Kool-Aid. You know, red. Delicious home cooking is what we do, serving love on a plate just for you.
You say you want a delicious dessert? Jen's Cheesecake Delights is the one to call. Each delicious cheesecake is personally handcrafted with quality ingredients for you or your special occasion. Jen's Cheesecake Delights, handcrafted with you in mind.
We are back.
With our dad
I
special.
mean, after you give me devastating news like Miss Jen has sold her business.
Yeah.
Like, wait a
she
minute,
sold it.
time out.
I know, everybody sees those cheesecakes and it's like,
but wait a minute.
But it's good though.
it's,
All
they're
recipes are
still
there.
good, the
They're still
recipes
there.
are
Yep.
still there, and the guy that's taken over, Daniel, he's still cooking out of Me's Place Kitchen, and he's actually been doing them for the last couple months.
Okay.
So,
While she's
you're-
overseeing
yes,
kind of deal. Okay.
yes, so it's still the same quality, high quality, and they are still delicious.
I want to talk since we're talking about food and cheesecakes. Miss Jen, I'm gonna miss you by the way, but
Yes.
congratulations. So White Daddy.
White
You
Daddy.
and, I can look because he
That's who
we
he's always
have
been for you. Yes. we get
that's
it.
our thing.
Yes.
Again, I've known him since I was in the first grade. So man, so
That was about 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah,
Just a
it's
couple, just a couple.
it's couple.
talk to us about what you and Mama Cindy have been up to since you've retired from the tent company.
Well, we have a food trailer called Smack Dabs,
Nice.
and the best red beans and rice this side of the Mississippi,
Mhm.
guaranteed.
Oh.
We've had people say, yeah, the best red beans and rice is here, and they try ours, and they say they don't have nothing on it.
Nice.
Well, what's in your recipe?
And
Well,
you didn't
it's-
even bring any, I'm just saying.
There's a lot of love.
There you go. There you go.
We have a chicken nacho dip that's out of this world. It was
Mhm.
made by mistake, and she's won awards with it. And we have people ask us all the time what's in it, and say we can't tell you.
Yeah, tell me ingredients.
You don't have to share it.
Yeah.
We sold some to a lady, and she went home after work and set it on the counter and said, "I'm gonna go take a shower." So when she come out of the shower, her husband had ate every bit of it, and that almost caused a divorce.
Yeah. Like that serious, is that
Our
serious?
pork roast and rice is awesome.
Delicious.
We have desserts, cheesecake, apple crisp, cherry dump cake. We have homemade, love macaroni and cheese. And you think, oh, it's macaroni and cheese. We can't make it fast enough. Third Thursday, this last third Thursday, I think we went through like 15 or 18
Mhm.
of
Yeah,
macaroni
yeah.
and cheese. People were waiting, so
Mhm.
well, it'll be 15 minutes. Well, we'll wait. So we have a good time doing that.
Good.
We go around different places and enjoy food. Cindy loves cooking. We love making people happy, and feeding somebody makes them happy. People like to eat.
They
Absolutely.
do.
That's
They
one of
do.
my favorite pastimes.
Yeah. That's, I mean, that's a good, it's they have to eat anyway, so might as well be happy.
Might as well
when they
support mom and pop.
There
Right,
you
hey.
go.
Nan and Papa,
There-
however you wanna
That's
see it.
exactly right. Again, people support local.
We're local, all right.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
local.
yeah.
I love it.
You say
Local,
take
local.
the L off. We're loco.
That's it.
Yeah, you almost have to be a little crazy to do a food business. I agree.
We are.
I agree. But yes,
We love it. I mean,
yeah, you
We have a
enjoy
good
it.
time. We have our following. People come by
Yeah.
and they try it, and you know, and we've had them say, "Boy, if this isn't any good, I'll be the first one to tell you." And they come back and say, "Man, that's the best I've had."
Good.
So we enjoy doing it,
That's awesome.
and it's a lot of work, but you know,
Keeps you busy, keeps you
Oh,
young,
yeah.
keeps the hair on your head. You gotta
It
hold on to what you
does.
got.
not everybody can have a hair like
There
this.
you
I
go. There you
mean,
go.
The rest
People
of
work
them-
hard to get that.
Rest of them they covered up.
Put your
Yeah,
ball
go with
cap
it.
on and call it
That's right.
good.
Let it go.
Now I've seen you with the grandkids and they're working, yeah.
Yes, my grandkids, even my youngest, Colby, he's 13. My 7-year-old granddaughter, she likes to sample everything. She says, Papa, I need pork and rice and root beer. And she gets pork and rice and a root beer.
Absolutely.
That's her thing, and she
Absolutely.
loves that pork and rice. They say, how do you get that pork so tender? Well, you ought to see the machinery I got in the garage that grinds that stuff up. No, I'm just kidding. It's just,
He's like in the
it's-
garage. Like,
it's wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
We'll be at Third Thursday, stop by and say, hey, you know,
Cool.
tell us you saw it so we know we're.
There you
we're
go.
looking
That's
at it.
right.
We
Yeah.
have to try it
Stop
out.
by and check it out.
Have to try it.
Danika's had it, we had to,
Yes.
we bribe her with it,
Now you-
we do, have we not?
And
Oh,
I'll
no,
be like,
you can
I'll
bribe
be
her
right
with food.
there.
You can
Absolutely,
bribe her
I'll be
with food,
right there.
yes.
We were on Main Street one time and we were packing up, done, we were leaving, going home, and Danica shows up. Oh, are you done? Yeah, we're ready to go to the house. Well, we were thinking about this and this and this. Well, come on over to the house.
Yeah.
So
We
they
got
come,
you.
they come over to the house and we got them fixed up.
Yeah.
Got enough to feed the whole family.
All of them.
She probably went home with 4 or 5 bags
Yeah.
and, you know, so.
Take care of us.
Yes,
So,
that's
you know,
how
I don't
you do
cook.
it.
I don't
No,
cook.
No.
And
no.
so my other family feels bad.
Yeah.
I ride coal with it all the time.
Yes.
I need something welded. I got some, yeah.
Yeah, whatever you need, I got it. Yeah.
Because we know she ain't cooking. Nope.
No, she's not cooking. That's
Yeah, we,
negative.
we really enjoy the food trailer.
Good.
It's called Smack Dabs, smack dab in the middle somewhere doing something. We love it.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Bio. Say, look,
Bioethics.
look, you know I can't see.
I know,
Talk to
Bioethics
us.
Advantage.
Talk to us.
So Bioethics Advantage, we're a locally owned and operated specialty compounded pharmacy based out of Neosho. So yeah, so with that we compound medications they can't normally find in local retail setting. Compound medication is specifically made for you with certain ingredients. Let's say you have 5 ingredients, but one you may be allergic to. We'll take that ingredient out and put in something else where you still get your medication. So, for example,
Nice.
hormone replacement therapy. We do pet
I'm trying to see why
compounds.
you stared at me when you said that.
No, I was
Like,
just kind of.
I know I'm older, but dang.
Well,
He said,
hormone
hormone replacement
replacement
therapy.
therapy.
Yeah.
This
I don't
case,
need that,
Had to
but
put
okay.
Miss Melody.
Yes, it's
No,
all
but
good.
besides that, we specialize in home infusion therapy. So IV infusions,
Oh, wow.
injections. So
Mhm.
we deal with a lot of different disease states, if you will. So rheumatoid arthritis, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, plaque psoriasis, psoriatic arthritis. There's always medications that we can compound to assist with certain diagnoses that people have. So we cover a lot of different specialties: neurology, gastroenterology, pulmonology. So I see a lot. So my
A
job.
lot of allergies.
Yeah, a lot of ology. So for me, I do all the business development and marketing for our
Oh.
pharmacy. So which is great because we can do the same things the bigger nationwide companies can, but we're locally owned and operated right around the Osho.
Again, people.
Okay.
So we're local.
So
Exactly.
how long have you been here?
In Joplin?
No, at this.
Oh, be a year next month.
That. So how much?
Congratulations.
Right. How much of the first year was training? Because I mean, that seems like you did a whole lot.
The
of
first
training.
year, it's with the first year I think I've had, which my training was maybe about 4 months, if that, 3 or 4 months, and a lot of it was just knowing the process of the different type of IV medications there are, injections, all of that, and then learning the medications themselves. Well, that's a different beast, and a lot of that was just self-education. Just get on the websites, because we deal directly with the big pharmaceutical manufacturers. So I just get on their websites and educate myself on the medication, what it treats, and then once I go out into the market and go to visit with doctors, I talk specifically about this medication as it pertains to if they're seeing a patient with rheumatoid arthritis, for example. So yeah, I've been in medical marketing for the last 5, 6 years. So I love being in the medical field. It's fun.
Sounds like it's a lot of studying.
Yeah.
Can't too
No,
much.
it's actually it is.
Yeah,
Yes, but
you do that.
Mm.
You handle that.
it's fun though.
But we have a special arrival, so we're gonna run one more commercial, and then we'll be back.
Got something to say and nowhere to say it? Then you're ready for Joplin's premier podcasting studio, Flow, giving you everything you need as far as audio, visual, and a little bit more. From Joplin's downtown commons, location, location, location. Come flow with us and be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
We are back. Special delivery, Mr. Thompson in the house.
I mean, better late than never.
So we're gonna catch up. We were just talking about profession. Talk to us. You're decked out. Tell us what you do.
I work for the state of Missouri as a adult protective worker. We're investigators, and we investigate abuse, neglect, and exploitation of seniors and the intellectually challenged or handicapped.
Oh, wow.
So we get a call. Somebody will call in to the state, and we get it if it's in our region, our area. I'm in Region 1, and we'll go out and investigate and figure out or determine based on different things that we've been taught if what's going on, if it's legitimate, if they've been abused in many different facets, from physical to sexual to psychological abuse. Also, if they've been exploited financially or anything in that nature, or if they have had neglect against them, be it caregiver, who's somebody that's supposed to take care of them,
Right.
or it could be self-neglect. We investigate that, determine. We try to give the best course of action to get out of the situation, providing them with resources, services from the state, anything that we could do. Now there's a lot of restrictions that we are not able to provide and do for them, but we do what we can to get them out of the situation that they're in. And as I was saying to Jeremy just now before we came back on the air, you have a lot of Missourians that are pretty well set in their ways, especially some of the seniors. And to get them convinced in going somewhere for their betterment is it's a very, very deep challenge.
Yeah, they're
So
stuck in my way. They're not going nowhere. Yeah.
It's my house.
Yeah. So we're gonna bring
you
you up
just
to,
don't know.
Yeah, bring you up to speed real quick on some of the things we ran over with them earlier on. Are you more of a do as I do or do as I say or do as I say dad? Which or combination?
I always like to think myself as a 50-50 fella.
Okay.
We can do this in a mutual fashion. Now, you probably ask my wife; she might, say otherwise. But at least that's what I've always prided myself on, being able to do, you know, be fair as possible and do something, you know, for both or
Okay.
for us.
All right.
So.
Wine or beer? No. Liquor or beer? I think I know the answer to this, but.
I like, well, I have to put it in this context. When it's hot, I want some cold suds.
Yeah.
But anytime in between then, I'll still have me a nice little adult beverage. and liquor.
Scotch or bourbon.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And with you have a teenage daughter, right?
I have, my youngest is a teenager. I
Okay.
have a 37-year-old and a 33-year-old.
Okay.
Going
So
on
you have
38.
grown kids and a teenager.
Right. And two grandchildren.
Yes. Okay. So in the disciplinary field, what is your disciplinary? Is it more let the mom discipline, or for your younger one, of course, but or even on the older two growing up, which way was it more? Were you more the disciplinary, or were you more the come on baby,
No, I
mommy's
didn't.
mean?
No. I liken myself to being able to maybe just look at them,
Yeah. Give
not
a
even
dad
have
look.
to say nothing.
Now that's
And
the
it-
mom's position. We do that. We got that mom look.
Well, where do you think I learned it from?
Yeah, you got that right.
Exactly.
Yes, Lord.
No, I with those two, you know, we had our moments, but it all worked itself out in the end. This one now, her and I, because of the
Right.
fact that she's with her mom in Springfield and I live here and I get her every other weekend, it's a unique situation, and I liken it to her, you know, doing what she needs to do, but knowing what's right and what's wrong. I remind her, I do a lot more verbal
Okay.
monitoring and
Yeah.
admonishment to her than I do
You're right.
anything
physical, yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's 15. I haven't
Dad's king.
put no hands on
See,
her or
that's what I said.
anything
They all say the
Yeah.
since
Especially if it's a daughter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
I had hands off.
Exactly.
I can't think of one time my dad ever whipped me. Not once.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I think maybe, like I said, if it was one time,
Mhm.
you know, I could count it on one hand less.
Yeah.
But no, she's good. She's a good girl. She's very smart. She's intelligent,
Good.
and I'm just proud of her. She'll be going towards sophomore
Yeah.
Springfield, and she's into karate
Nice.
quite nicely.
So deep.
She's
That's good.
well deep. She's got her second stripe brown belt. She gets one more stripe next year, and then she goes for a black belt.
Wow.
I know. So I'm proud of
Congratulations for her. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's doing good in summer school. She's making A's, so I'm proud of her. I stay on her about that because her mom, whenever I pick her up, she always reminds me, you know, make sure she
Yeah.
studies or reads or whatever she's got to
Yeah.
do. So,
Yeah.
but we got a good relationship.
Okay, well, we rolling. We got about 6 minutes before Josh gives us the wrap.
Shuts us down. Gosh.
If you could give some advice that maybe a parent maybe didn't give you, what would you give?
Be patient.
Ooh, I
Be
like
patient.
that.
So
important.
Yeah, I think in my parenting world is with my son's age, like I said before, he's still learning. He's a sponge, and I have to be patient on how I explain things, how I discipline, how I just be a parent, be a dad. And I think that's the main thing right there is to be patient. Because once again, we all gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna keep on making mistakes every day as his dad, but if I know, all right, gotta be patient. He is learning. Even if he
Right.
gets to being a teenager,
Yeah.
I still have to be
Yeah.
patient. I can't-
More patience then.
Oh yeah, more patience and
Yes.
just learn off that, and then you know what? Ask him questions because he may tell me something to where
How he's feeling.
is like, how are you feeling? Well, this is why I'm acting like this because you did this or said that.
Yeah.
So I see.
I like that.
Yes.
You mind if I add to that?
Go ahead.
He hit the nail on the proverbial head because that's what I've learned to do with this one. I don't have her all the time.
Right.
So I had to learn some tricks of the trade to make sure that I, just like he said, I can exhibit that with her when she's here. And dialoguing with this teenager,
Mm-hmm.
you learn something.
Man.
You can be grown all you want, but you
Yeah.
learn something.
Yes.
And so he's right. I listen and I talk. Like I said, I've learned to talk way more. So
Yeah.
it's a blessing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Anything else you want to add to that? Just
Well, I can't take Steal His Thunder. He said
No,
it
see,
all.
take it. You
But
take
no,
it.
just
I
being
learned from everybody
patient.
before me.
Patience, that old saying, patience is virtue, comes in handy when you are dealing. I know he's got a son. I've got a baby girl,
Yeah.
and patience definitely is a virtue there. So,
Yeah.
but
I want
that's-
patience, but I want to hurry up and get patience. That's usually how that goes. It's like, yeah, I want
Yeah.
patience, but I
Well,
want it right
especially in this
now.
day and age with these kids these days.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But she's, like I said, she is a good girl. We all have our faults. Like Jeremy
Absolutely.
said, we all pick ourselves up, and we all have to keep going. So,
Yeah.
what do you got for
Well,
us? sir?
patience doesn't quit when they grow up.
True that.
Even when they move out of the house.
True that.
Times, and my daughters have gone through tribulations and times of trouble. They come to Dad. You gotta listen. That's something that
Yeah.
my folks didn't do as much as I expected or as much as I should have had, but is listen. Listen to the problem. Listen
Right.
to, their cry. I understand your heart is broken, honey, but I love you. I think you're the sweetest thing, and
Yeah.
I'm fortunate that I had girls, and my son-in-law was a son that I never had,
Oh, that's good.
and I still love him today. And we've talked. He worked with me for 12 years, and we had a good relationship, and I miss him. I do miss him.
I think a lot of times too, we forget that the things we didn't get, or the way we were brought growing up, and some of us older ones, you was on the cusp of it, but with the way you were brought up, it was, you are not to be seen or heard. It's you're not around grown folks, you outside playing or whatever,
right.
and there was no let you explain your side of the story,
Right.
and that kind of thing. It was just, nah, this is what I say you're gonna do, and you're gonna do it, period.
Yeah.
We all think that our parents are old,
Mhm.
and they're really
true.
not. My mom was 21 when she had me, so
Mhm.
she was a young lady.
Mhm.
She was very young, a single mom at that.
Yeah.
And she brought us up, and then she remarried, and they had their tribulations, they had their problems, and now we're seeing those problems, and we're understanding what they were going through,
Right.
and hoping not to make that same mistake.
And that's the thing. We will make the mistakes,
Oh, we're
but
gonna
it's
make
like
mistakes.
we have a little mercy,
Yeah.
Wow.
And
But
we
when
have
they
to-
get their kids, then you be like,
Yep.
let's see what we doing now.
I can attest to that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I remember when I went off to the Gulf
Gotcha.
War years ago,
Okay.
and my mom was at Forbes Field in Topeka. It was freezing cold, waving by, and I wasn't at the field when my daughter deployed to Afghanistan, but because she was in another state, but I had the same sinking feeling.
Yeah.
So, like he just said, I know what it means to think and reminisce on and reflect on what your parents went through, and now
Yeah.
you're going through it.
You're going through
It's
it.
something.
Yeah.
You wait till
It's a cycle.
yours gets older.
Yeah,
And
it
you're
is.
there.
It truly is a
17.
cycle. It
Yeah,
truly
you're
is a
17.
cycle.
And real fast, I'm gonna kind of piggyback on what my daddy said.
Yeah, that's what
Even though all over town.
But
CB handle there. Right?
well, going back to the listening, you have to listen to the verbal and nonverbal.
Yes.
Everything. So every time I see my son, if I see like a little sadness on his face, I'm like, "Do what's up? Talk to me."
Yeah.
Now, mind you, he'll
Like
maybe
it.
shut off or whatever.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to get them to break through and talk, but they
Yeah.
do.
That
They do.
nonverbal.
You gotta just keep at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if they're silent, and like if I go
Especially
pick my
girls.
daughter up, yeah,
Yeah.
and I pick her up, she gets in the
You
car.
shut
Because
down.
I know how she normally is.
You're right.
But she gets in the car all quiet, sums up.
Yeah.
Before I even take off, I say, I just calmly and rashly say, what's going on? Talk to me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll generally get it out of her eventually. I don't pry it. I don't force it. I just relax. And
You let her know
calm.
you're available.
But your tone is calming to me. Like I just listen to you talk.
Yeah.
It's just
Like,
some people have that. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
just like, oh, yeah.
No, that's what I want her to feel because I want her to,
Be able
like
to
you
have
said,
that.
I want her to know I'm there
Yeah.
for her. So she realized she can talk to me about anything.
Yeah, and that's good. And we won't have all the answers as parents,
No.
whether mom or dad. We aren't going to ever have all the answers, but you know, you do the best you can. Do the best you can. You
That's
guys
all
have
they
done
did.
an amazing job.
Thank
So
you.
we're so sorry that y'all get that bad rap all the time. And be prepared for the socks and ties coming.
Yeah, socks and ties.
Socks fine, I don't wear ties.
You don't wear ties.
Sorry.
Well, as of right now, I still buy my own Father's Day's gift because he doesn't have any money. So, do I need socks or ties?
It's like you'll never have to buy them because that's the annual. You know you're going to get them. You're going to get them. So
Just a phone call on Father's Day is all I need.
that's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm
Just
to
let
that
them
point,
know
honestly.
that you.
The
Yeah.
phone call,
No
just
more
remember
socks.
me.
Yeah, just remember.
I don't care.
And that is true. Remember you. Just remember.
Yeah.
If I want something, I buy it.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, yeah.
we just go with the flow.
Well, no, he's right because my older two, they have children now. So,
Yeah.
and I've got the little one still that I have, but I'm just I'm good with the phone call.
That's me too. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate y'all, and even our latecomer.
Hey, duty calls.
I know that's
Y'all
right.
forgive me.
We're glad
Y'all
you.
forgive
We're
me.
glad you were.
We're not going to name names.
Yeah. But it's not Jeremy or White Daddy. That's all I can say. But thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And happy Father's Day.
And happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Happy Father's Day.
We'll see you next
We'll
week.
see you next week.
This is your announcer, D.R. Colbert, still working for a bottle of crushed grapes and that meal, saying thanks for listening to the Colbert Connection with Melody and Donika. If you like our show and want to know more, check us out next week, same time and place, when we talk about everything, including you, if you do not tune in to next week's show. Catch the Colbert Connection Tuesday at 1800 hours or 6 p.m. See you sooner than later. Good day.